As you all know, I live in a very rural area, and the shopping centers are not that close by. So I keep a running list of things that I need, and when I have an opportunity to go down there, then I do a major shop. So yesterday was the day. I had my running list, and a lot of the things on there were things I needed to top off my pantry. I got 10 pounds of potatoes, a whole bunch of oranges, bananas, ketchup, oil, 10 pounds of sugar. I sort of ran between Safeway and Walmart for those produce deals and standard staples, pantry staple deals. I also went to Dollar Tree. So I'm going to start with some of the highlights of what I got at Safeway. I had my handy Safeway app with me, and one of the things that was on sale was butter, and this was $2.99 for a pound, so I got a pound. I always buy butter when it's on a really good sale because I can freeze it and use it later for baking. So this is going straight into the freezer. I also got this frosting, one of them $1.99 whipped frosting. It's a lot lighter and easier to put on baked goods than regular frosting. And I'm going to be doing some cooking with my grandchildren in a couple of weeks, and I thought this would be a lot easier for them to use on their cupcakes with the sprinkles and that regular frosting. So I had wanted to get some garbanzo beans. I feel like my dried bean selection is pretty well balanced, but I do love hummus and I do love falafel. So, and I couldn't find garbanzo beans anywhere, but I found them on sale at Safeway. And sale being relative, these were on sale, $3.49 a pound, $3.49 for this thing. Pretty appalling, but that's what it is. And just to give you a sense of scale, I'd gone to the farmer's market the night before and gotten some falafel because I love falafel. And it was $8 for 4 falafel balls. So even at $3.49, I imagine I'll get a great deal more falafel balls out of this. Plus, I love making beans from the dried beans instead of canned. It's a snobby thing, I know, but I just really like it. I have a full container of walnuts that a friend of mine gave me from her tree last fall. And I had a nutcracker set, could not find it anywhere. The walnuts have been sitting in the bowl, taking up space in my kitchen for several months. I looked all over the place for nutcrackers, and what do you know, at Safeway they suddenly had them. Not only did they have them, but they had a really special deal if you got 2. So I got 2. I guess it's not nut cracking season or whatever, so I'm delighted. I know you can crack nuts by using a hammer. I just didn't want nutshells all over the place. I just really wanted to keep it simple. So these have the nutcracker and they have the picks for taking the walnuts out, and I'm looking forward to sitting down and getting that done finally. Finally, I got some salad greens. I really got green greens. The super greens blend was $5 for a pound, which a pound in lettuce and greens is a lot. And it has a blend of organic baby spinach, organic baby chard, and organic baby kale. I almost got the spring mix, and then I thought, if I can't finish this, and chances are I won't be able to finish it, I can still dehydrate this. And this seemed like a better thing to dehydrate than the spring mix, because it has the chard, the kale, the spinach, all the stuff I like to have. And then what I do after I dehydrate is I make a powder out of them and put them in my smoothies. So I will probably eat about half of these, and then the rest I'm going to throw in the dehydrator. My next stop was Dollar Tree, and one of the things I'd been looking for was top ramen. I like to have a package of top ramen and some of my dehydrated vegetables in my little lunchbox all the time. I'm back at work. I do home health care, and sometimes I have a certain hour shift, but there's been times when someone hasn't been able to come in or something, so I've had to stay longer. So I like to have a little extra food if I need to have lunch there. So I got these package of 5, two of them for $1.25. And these have an expiration date of 1 year from now. And the reason I'm mentioning that is that I was watching a video done by Jan from New York City Saves Money, and she talks about going into a store and picking up some cup of noodles and seeing a really short expiration date, like it was 3 months or 6 months from that point. And my first thought was, well, maybe because it was a small store, they weren't changing out their inventory, but I did a little bit of research, and top ramen and cup of noodles do not have long storage dates. And some of it is due to the way that they are made. Evidently, sometimes they are flash fried. The noodles are flash fried, and as you know, anything with oil breaks down real fast. Sometimes moisture can get in. All sorts of things can happen. And I love Top Ramen as much as the next person, but I'm definitely now paying a lot more attention to expiration dates and making sure that they rotate in and out of my pantry fairly quickly, because they do not have the shelf life of other items. I got more scrubbies at, upside down, I got more scrubbies at Walmart, and I realize they sell these at Dollar Tree also, but these are a lot thicker, and I've noticed that these last a lot longer and they don't go limp, and so I'm willing to spend a little extra money to have a quality product, and that's sometimes the decision you have to make between cheaper and a little bit more expensive is what you expect to get out of them. So from now on in, you know, I'm just buying my scrubbies at Walmart just for their longevity. Also got some more ground flaxseed. The stuff is full of nutrients. I use it in baking. I've done a couple of, in cooking, I've done a couple of videos where I've taken a tablespoon of this and 3 tablespoons of water, and it takes the place of an egg, like as a binding agent. I wouldn't use it for everything, but it is useful for that, and it's good to have it on hand if you don't happen to have enough eggs, or you want to use your eggs for something else more egg-like. So these will be on the pantry shelf until I open them. Then, because they are a seed and they have oil in them, they will go into the freezer. My final purchase at Walmart were 3 more of these pizza crust mixes. I have perfectly capable of making my own pizza crust with yeast and all that sort of stuff. And, you know, if you make pizza crust that way, you can freeze it and have it ready to go. But there are times when I've come home from work or come home from a long day, and I just don't want to start making pizza crust from scratch, and I don't want to start defrosting pizza crust or whatever. I've come home with extra produce or something. I want to make a pizza. So these are great. You basically just add water and a little bit of oil, and within 5 minutes you have a pizza crust. So these were 52 cents. They suddenly went up to 57 cents. Now they're 66 cents, and kind of a price hike, not, you know, percentage-wise, but they still are cheap, and they're still a really great buy. So I bought several of these to just have on hand for quick dinners. Finally, I went in the garden center and got some organic fertilizer. It's for plants, vegetables, kind of everything. You don't spray it on, you just put it in the soil. Now, I made a point of getting organic. Right now, my water comes out of the mountain. It's a spring water, and I also have a well, and my neighbors have wells, and just this sort of dependence on what the earth gives insofar as water has made me really aware of what I put into the earth. So I'm not using Miracle-Gro or any sort of pesticides or anything that could poison the water. It's really part of our life force here, and the cycle of the water to us is really, really small and short, unlike maybe in the city where it goes through, you know, processing plants and cleaning plants and sewage systems and this, that, and the other. Here it is really short cycle. So I've just gone completely organic when it comes to things like that. And I think even if you do live in the city, there's nothing wrong with going organic either. You have to always think about what you're putting in the earth and what you're putting in the water, because eventually it's going to end up in your body. And almost forgot seeds. I did a big seed order last year, and all my seeds got wet. I had them in a container with a handle, and I guess the handle, there was a little opening there, so all my seeds got destroyed. So I'm rebuilding my seed collection. At our local library, we also have a seed library. You can give and take seeds from there. I haven't yet checked it out, but I was going to do another seed order, but I thought that's just not where I want to put my money this year. So I'm really spending time looking for really cheap seeds. So Walmart, in addition to having its regular seeds, has these 50-cent seed deals hanging on the ends of the aisles there. So I got some 50-cent seeds. I got basil. I got parsley, oregano, spinach, beets. I got 2 of those. I got a butternut squash, and 1 pumpkin. I did get some mini pumpkins last time. I wasn't able to find them at all last year, so I have some of those. I'm going to try to do these again. I do love pumpkins so much. Finally, Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree was kind of a small shop. I got most of what I needed at Walmart, but they had seeds also. They have 4 for $1 seeds, and they've been keeping up with the seeds pretty well. I thought they maybe would, you know, the first round the seeds went away. I thought they wouldn't replenish, but they did. So I got 2 eggplants. The rest were flowers, and I really did need flowers and everything else I had, but I was really pleased to find these. I also got some chia milk. I like this sort of stuff for my smoothies and baking. They've got shelf-stable regular milk and shelf-stable non-dairy milk. So this stuff is great if you have dairy allergies or aversions or whatever. Shelf-stable also. Finally, they had these little tiny wreaths, 2 in a pack, $1.25. I've always wanted to make a wreath. I find the huge wreath forms they usually have extremely intimidating because I'm not a particularly creative person or anything like that. So I just look at that and freeze up. But I thought this is great. You can do a lot of experimenting with this, and it's small, so it's not a huge commitment. What I was actually thinking of doing with these is I grow a fair amount of woody herbs on the property. I have rosemary, I have a bay, I have thyme, and I'm going to be adding some more, and I think it would be so much fun to make a small woody herb wreath to either just have or to give away. Just pick off what you want off of the form here. So I'll be trying that in a few weeks or few months once everything comes back after the winter. So that was my yesterday's haul. I feel really good about everything. I feel like I'm pretty much covered for multiple weeks. I have a good balance of fresh stuff and stuff, you know, ingredients and all that. So that's a pretty good feeling. Kind of relax about the grocery shopping. Anyway, I hope you're enjoying the springtime. Some of you guys still have snow. Some of you guys have good weather. We're fortunately having very good weather, so I'm going to go outside and start playing around in my garden. Thank you so much for watching.